quite clear that we have a rogue regime, we have a rogue system, we have a system that does not listen, we have a system that is being led by people who believe that whatever they say should be the final. So it is our responsibility as young people to keep our eyes open. In fact, this finance bill that is coming forth, we need to look at it deeper, more than what we did in 2024, because this one, itakuwa mbaya. But let me say something on this issue of drugs and 4 billion and the Haiti thing. The court pronounced itself on this issue, but the president went ahead, chest thumping, and proceeded with this process. We saw that young man who was brought at JKI in that casket, and the family was grieving, and you saw what happens. You see, these are things that these are things that goes down to families. But what is the president saying about that? Issues of HIV and AIDS, these are critical issues. And I was watching news yesterday, and I was surprised that we have drugs, get that? But we do not have the money to move them around and ensure that everybody is the part of the country is getting the drugs. But the president is focused on different issues, talking about dishing money in churches, promising to renovate state houses and everything. We need to look into our priorities. But let me tell you, Fred, this government, if you look at it from the onset, even before it came to power, they have survived on populist declarations. And that's the only thing they are doing till now. Yesterday, we saw the president talking about issues of IDs being free. But if you look at it, these are matters that we kept talking about and asking questions. The president should not be given claps and shouts and ululations because he declared that ID should be free. He needs to tell us why did we have the pay in the first place? 300 for 300 for application and 1,000 for replacement. And why have we been paying this money all this while? And who was receiving the money? If SHA system is being managed by an individual and they cannot establish and substantiate where the money is going to, then there's possibilities that this money that we were paying for IDs was also maybe going to somebody's account, and the person who was receiving the money is now satisfied that guys have collected enough. Now the president decides to make the declaration. That thing needs to be gazetted first, that indeed there shall be no payment. And two, he has a responsibility to explain to Kenyans why you are paying in the first place and where the money was going to. Finally, let me finish with this issue of NHIF and the issue of SHE, because this is a critical matter. If you look at the NHIF, at that time when it was, people were paying 500 shillings and they were getting treatments. If you look at people were getting dialysis and chronic diseases were being treated at 500 shillings. But today we are paying, more than what we used to pay in NHIF, but still we cannot get those services. And look at the transition point, the transition moment of from NHIF to SHA. If you look keenly, there was no, there is no serious, process that has happened. If you go to that building, the only thing that they changed, they removed the N in NHIF and replaced with S. And that we are told that was a budget of about 4 billion. So you see, there is so much misappropriation and there's so much embezzlement of finances, public funds, and there's lack of priorities. And that's why we are saying that this government needs to look on critical issues. The focus of the president as at now should be, is health working? Is education functional? Is there security for the people? High taxation. So that when he stands in the public, people can have something to smile about him.
All these things are linked right now, Dr. Barras.